When the president goes to the White House, narrow-minded people, but anything that will arise out of that statement of horrible to isolate this country in the state that we are in, it will make the masses one day to stand up and revolt against us. Awukwazi uthatha a decision, a reckless, that you've got no strength to defend. Even in trade wars and trade capabilities and exchange with other countries, you must weigh up proper tactics. That's why we understood the position the president have taken and the government to engage the United States of America. Kukabantu ke abati act and act now, and do not engage and disengage and rely on your raw material and all of that. But compare nalomfana wangape Burkina Faso. But is fane naye overnight. Asiyo Burkina Faso ti. Bakhona ke abantu aba excited izinto ezinjalo. Anditsho ukuthi lamfana ke izinto eziright. When izinto eziright for Burkina Faso, because they've had problems with France over the decades and years. Because that was neo-colonialism, what was happening there. But the Burkina Faso are South Africa. In South Africa trade with other countries. And thina we've defeated colonialism. But we safeguard our sovereignty. But we are not closing borders with others. And at the present moment, America is our second biggest trade partner. That is why ufumani McDonald's nases lali. Emthatha dibane ne McDonald's, dibane ne KFC, and all of that, and everything else. If those things were to be withdrawn and curtailed, I'm giving you a simplest example. Over time, that will be a disaster for us. But when you are in a position of strength, you can be able to withstand what you want to in any event. So President akangaye pha yokhongozela becacisa into ukuthi emfondini ayikho lento. Waqhanqalaza lamfo, wasigezela ngevideo, wathini. Uzawuthini umuntu wakudlalela ibhayisikophu usemzini wakhe? Wazibamba umatamela. Uyabona? I-diplomacy le. Ayo lento leyo khamisa utyhale heke. You're fighting a battle, but with an understanding that you will win. Bamxekayo and all of that. Exekwa nangaba bantu bajayiva neMorocco today. Yazi yathi Donald Trump xa kangena eofisini phayana aba bantu babhala into bethi no congratulations bemncoma. But they were the first to gxeka upresident wethu to do what is good for South Africans. And as he izandla ukuqina kwa president, he must understand, as the ANC, we are behind his actions. He's doing the right thing for the country. And there's no sellout position there. Ayikho is sellout emela into efana naleyo Ramaphosa emelayo kuhulumende. The president is defending the gains of the revolution, not isiqu sakhe. The other day besihleli nesanko imncoma emeetingini wathi upresident kula meeting ayindim iANC endithumayo ukwenza izinto. If these things I were not to do them willfully, it will be Ramaphosa. I will be against the ANC and the ANC will get rid of me. Mnandinikeza isikhokelo endisinikwa iANC. Lento ayikikume esiqwini. Into endithunywe ngumbutho othe ufuna iNHI, othe ufuna iBella Act, othe ufuna expropriation, othe ufuna yonke into which is about inguqu kweli lizwe. That's what the president is defending. There is a young man they call Undlozi. Wamkapha kulanto yento ezibomvu. Uzimele ngoku. Wathi Undlozi azange ndabona umuntu othengisayo ofana nalo owenza izinto ezifana lezi, and that is it. Bathi upresident uthandwa icapital. Icapital yintoni disinvestor if upresident is the darling of capital? Kukho elinye ilizwe laseGranada, ngenye imini saze siyicacisele nto, kwalwiwa kuliwa nomangameli waseGranada wasuswa kusithiwa uyathengisa and all of that. They only discovered after that they were actually being pushed by counter-revolution. And then they pushed a good comrade away. And that comrade was on track. Upresident uneminyakana nje agqibe ebe ngumongameli wethu. I mean, there's nothing left for him. Nangomso angahamba. Asishiyeke mhlawumbi no Paul. Siqhube iminyaka elandelayo. He can leave anytime. I'm giving an example. But he's staying the course because he was elected by you. And we thank you, comrades, for believing in that leadership of the president, because he's not leading alone, he's leading with us in providing leadership to this country. And if he fails, you must know we have failed together as the leadership around him. Comrades, we have demonstrated in many ways statesmanship and leadership in many fronts. And that is what is important. We unequivocally pledged our solidarity with the peoples of Palestine. We took the unprecedented step to hold the apartheid Israel regime before the International Court of Justice, to be held accountable for its actions in Gaza and against the people of Palestine at large. Our deep bonds of solidarity with those that remain oppressed were forged in the furnaces of our shared struggles, from Palestine to Western Sahara. Despite pressures exerted on us by those who seek to impose their will on our sovereign state, we dare not falter in our duty to advance a better Africa and a better world, where peaceful coexistence of nations, respecting each other's sovereignty in a multipolar and rules-based world order, which is underpinned by adherence by all nations to multilateralism as opposed to unilateralism. We will continue to live by Amilcar Cabral's adage that we should tell no lies and never claim any easy victories. Today, comrades, those who seek expedient favors with Moroccan government should not trade the truth, our struggle to satisfy their pangs. It is true that Nelson Mandela was in Morocco in 1962, but was never trained by the Moroccan government. He was there as a guest of the FNL of Algeria in their camps in Morocco, as they were fighting for their own national liberation. Just like the Western Sahara today has camps in Algeria, fighting against the government of Morocco for their political freedom. It was the FNL of Algeria that caused Mandela to appreciate the importance of military struggle, and not Morocco. This was the same year when Algeria attained its independence from France, with 900,000 European Algerian Pidinois fleeing the country upon their defeat. Nelson Mandela received military training in Algeria. In 1962, he went to Algeria, where he received training from the Algerian National Liberation Front, FLN, in Morocco. He specifically learned about military strategies and techniques to fight against apartheid. Mandela later credited his time with the FLN for shaping his understanding of liberation struggles and preparing him for armed resistance. On the matter of Western Sahara, we are encouraged by the principled stance articulated by the then President of South Africa in August 2004, President Thabo Mbeki. You must listen carefully. When he unequivocally said in addressing His Majesty King Mohammed of the Kingdom of Morocco in Rabat, I quote, "And yet, as with question of Palestine, the issue of Western Sahara ineluctably includes matters of territory and sovereignty over this territory. To insist that this should not be an inherent part of any solution is to argue that no just solution should be sought. Recent developments arising from the decisions of your government, making it impossible for us to continue to hope that our recognition of SADC is a material factor in favor of what the Security Council described as a just, lasting and mutually acceptable political solution which will provide for the self-determination of the people of Western Sahara." Close quote. In this instance, President Mbeki was pleading a case to the King of Morocco to abide by the international obligations for the self-determination of the people of Western Sahara, putting faith in the then recently adopted UN resolution on the Western Sahara. And we further quote him in the same address. I quote, "In its resolution 1541/2004, the Security Council decided to extend the mandate of the United Nations mission for the referendum in Western Sahara, MINUSSAH, until 31 October 2004. It will be a matter of great joy to us if the breathing space this extension provides could be used finally to conclude the protracted negotiations concerning Western Sahara, in keeping with earlier international decisions that gave all of us hope that a just peace was possible." Close quote.